Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd with my friends over at yarnspirations.com. It is a cookie day right here on the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations. We have the Chocolate Chunk Cookie Ornament. This can be something for your Christmas tree. You can make a plate of cookies. They can be play cookies. Full disclaimer, do not eat these. They are full of fiber, but not the kind of fiber that should go into your throat. So today we're going to be working on these little cookies. They're really quite easy to make. There is 11 of the chocolate chips that we have, and then they're quite easy circles in order to do, and then you can add ribbon or you can make a plate of these, something ornamental, etc. So let's begin, and you'll use a 3.75 millimeter or a size F hook. I don't have that here in stock for whatever reason, so I'm using a 4 millimeter size US 7 I believe is the hook size for that, and I am using Caron 1 pound yarn, but you can use Red Heart Super Saver as it suggests. Also, just because it's a chocolate chip, you could remember, like, there's other kinds of cookies that where there's chocolate but they're colored, like rainbows and stuff, so you could have a lot of fun with these particular ideas, and the cookie is a little bit bigger than you may imagine. So let's begin to work on this together. To speed up the filming process, I've already done 1/2 of the cookie so that I can attach it, and I've also done 10 of these chocolate chips. They are kind of like really easy. You want to leave the strands on them so that when you're ready for it you can just feed the strands through, tie it on the back, and then you'll put the two pieces together in order to make the cookie. So the strands for these chocolate chips are actually inside the cookie, which you'll never see, so just consider it a chocolate filling or something. So we're going to begin doing this, and it's a really easy repeat. Get a stitch marker, it'll be easier in your life, and let's begin our journey right now. So let's begin with our beginning chain. Just create a slip knot, and I have a spare piece of yarn just as the stitch marker that we will use. So the beginning chain, let's go, and we're going to chain 2, so 1 and 2. So do that, and let's start round number 1 in a moment. Each one of these rounds are not actually slip stitched together, it's a continuous circle, so you want to keep a note of that when you just finish round number 1. So second chain for the hook, just turn it over and get the back hump only, and you're going to do 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now that the 6th one's in, just pull it up and get that stitch marker and place your hook underneath the last stitch itself, and you're just gonna put the stitch marker in there. That represents the last stitch of the round so that you can keep a count, so you know exactly where you go. It's obvious now when it's small, but when it gets bigger it'll be more of a nightmare. So we're going to continue our journey and move on to row number 2 next. Notice that I did not join this because I didn't. Let's begin round number 2. In round number 2, starting in the next one, so if you're not sure which one is the next, just look back and count 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's the one I pointed to originally. So you're gonna put 2 single crochets in each of those stitches going all the way around. The last stitch has the stitch marker, so make sure you put 2 in there, and we'll move up the stitch marker into the last stitch of that one when we get there. So 2 single crochets in each all the way around. So on the last stitch here, you're still gonna put your 2 in there, so 1 and 2, and the second one, which is the last one of that round, you'll move up your stitch marker. So just push your stitch marker underneath that last stitch and just keep it in position and move on to round number 3. Round number 3, we're going to single crochet in the next single crochet, so a single crochet there, and then the next one after that will have 2 single crochets in it. So 1 and 2, so they'll share the same one. So the repeat for round number 3 is the next one will be 1 by itself, and then the next one will have 2 single crochets in there. Please do that same idea going all the way around for round number 3. I'm at the end of round number 3 and just moving up the stitch marker again. So the last stitch should have had 2 single crochets in there, and that's just because you're keeping the right count. So I didn't do anything special. Round number 4 is going to be as follows. So single crochet in the next 2. So 1 and 2 are by themselves, and then the next one after that will have 2 single crochets into the same one. So 1 and 2 is sharing. So the repeat for this round is that 1, and then the next one is 2 are by themselves, and then the next one has 2 in there. So 1 and 2 are sharing. Please do this all the way around for round number 4. So I've now just come up around number 4. We're gonna move on to number 5. You're gonna notice that this thing will turn into a hexagon shape. It will be changing in the future, but not yet. So in round number 5, single crochet in the first 3. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 by itself, and then the next one has 2 into the same one. So 1 and 2 are sharing. So the repeat is 3 by itself and then 2 are sharing. Please do that all the way around, round number 5. So as I promised you, it's starting to look like a hexagon, isn't it? So now we're going to do round number 6, which will change that. So you're going to single crochet in the next single crochet, and this is going to be changing where it's growing, so it'll make it more round. So single crochet in the next single crochet, which we just did, and now 2 single crochets in the next single crochet. So 1 and 2. So here's the repeat pattern going all the way around. The next 4 in a row will be by itself. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then after the 4 put 2 into the next, and you'll repeat that all the way around. And when you get all the way finally around, the last 3 stitches before the end will just be 1 single crochet, and I'll see you there in just a moment. But continue that idea. So 4 and then 2, 4 and 2, and I'll see you near the end of this round. So I'm finally getting close to the end of the round. So I was doing that 4 and then 2, 4 and 2. So this is 2 and there's 3 stitches left to get you there. So those are just 1 single crochet in each. And if you recall, when we started there was 1 single crochet by itself and then you put 2, so that makes complete sense. So we're gonna do one more round, round number 7 together, and this will complete then the cookie face itself, and you'll need to do 2 of these. So round number 7 we're going to start up and we're gonna single crochet in the first 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2. So the repeat is 5 and then 2, 5 and then 2. Meet me at the end of this round. This is round number 7, the final. So I'm at the end of number 7. So after you get that done, just slip stitch the next 2. I would just slip stitch the next 2 just to kind of make that a little more round in shape. So if this is the second one, you want to leave an extra long yarn tail because you'll use that to sew the cookie pieces together. And if it's the first one, just cut it nice and short and then just weave in your ends, and then you're good to go. So we're going to move on. So what I would do if I were you is do both of your cookie faces first and then attach your chocolate chips before attaching the 2 pieces together. So when you attach the 2 pieces together, at least all the ties will be on the inside and you'll be able to easily manipulate it. So let's move on to chocolate chips next. When you go to start these chocolate chips, what you want to do is leave an extra long tail, so about 7 inches long, and you want to leave a tail at the end of it so that you can use both of these to go through the project and then just tie it on the back and then just trim off the extra pieces of yarn that after the tie is done. So let's begin, and we'll do that next. So leaving on a long tail, it says to do 11 of these. You can make as many or as little as you wish, and you want to create a slip knot to begin, and these are really quick to make. So you're going to just chain a total of 2, so 1 and 2, and in the very first one, second chain from the hook, it's just 3 single crochets and that's it. So 1, 2 and 3, and you want to join it to the beginning one, which will then condense it, and do that with the slip stitch. That's it. So you want to leave these tails about the same length, and then you can remove it from the hook. So just pull out like this and then just reef on it really tight, and that'll pull things nice and tight, and therefore you have the chocolate chunk that is ready for your cookie. That's it. So make 11 of those, and let's put these to the front face of the cookie next. So you can use the picture as a guide, and you know chocolate chunks usually on homemade doesn't usually have any kind of strategy to it, but you can if you want to. If you want to make happy faces or whatever, you can decide what is going to work for you. Now all you just need to do is just take this and just turn it over. So let me just do that. So just go through the back to the front and grab one of the strands and pull through to the back side, and then through a different hole but close to it is for the other strand itself, and pull that through. So you at least are going through 2 sections. You pull it down to the project itself, and then on the back here all you're just going to do is just tie it into a knot. This will be in the inside of the cookie, so you don't have to worry about these tails. So pull it tight. If a child is going to be playing with this, you may want to tie it even more. Okay, so once you have that, or even adults picking at it, if you know what I mean. So you're going to do that and then just trim it This will be on the inside of the cookie, so you don't have to be too exact, and therefore you can have chocolate chip chunks. So let me add all my chunks in. I have them all done already, and I'm gonna begin that process right now. Okay, I now have my cookie done, and you can see it's sewn on the back. So with this one here, with the long tail that you had, you can do what is called as a whip stitch. So you can slam this through a tapestry needle if you wish. I'm going to show you two ways. I'm not, like, crocheters don't always like to sew. It's like a phobia or something. So okay, so what we have here is that you want to put the two wrong sides together. So you can see the difference here. And you're just gonna put them together, and all you're just going to do is match stitch to stitch. So you're gonna take this and then go to the other side. I'm recommending you do the back loop only when you do that, and to the back loop on this side, and then you can just go all the way across. Now if you're like me and don't like to sew, so you'll do each stitch just going in the back loop and just collecting them, and then when you get close you just grab a little bit of stuffing, put it on the inside of the cookie, and it gives it a bit of volume. What I would think about doing, here's what I'm going to do, is I'm gonna show you a different technique, and I'm going to just grab some more yarn from the ball, and I'm just gonna tuck this inside. Another thing you could do, just get some more yarn and just put this on the inside here, and just go through the back loop only of the one of the cookie front, okay, and then match the wrong side to each other so it goes to the good side is on the back, and just go into the back loop only. Just grab one of them. It doesn't matter which one, you should have the same counts. And what I would think about doing is just slip stitch yourself all the way around. So just pulling it through, and then go to the next back loop and put that straggler on the inside of the cookie, and go to the next back loop and slip stitch. Now when you get about 3/4 of the way around, you're going to want to throw in that stuffing on the inside if you wish. You don't really have to, but it'll give it a bit of volume, and what you can do is it go all the way around and you don't have to sew. Now slip stitching can be a little bit tight, so just give it a little bit of slack, and making sure that everything on the outside of these cookies should be, and any tails get tucked on the inside. So I will see you when I'm ready to stuff in just a moment. Okay, I'm almost all the way around, so you make a determination if you want them to be a little more stuffed. You can. Don't add too much. You don't want it to be a muffin unless you're going for a muffin. Daniel says I'm a muffin man, but he likes to eat all the cookies without telling me. You know, it's one of those things in a relationship, right? Who eats the last cookies? That's Daniel. Okay, so now that the stuffing is in, it's just lightly stuffed, and I'm going to continue my journey around. I'm just finishing it off with the slip stitch. The slip stitching is a little bit easier probably than sewing, but that's just up to you, as I'm dropping stitches left, center, and right here. And if you have a stitch left over, big deal. You can always fake something, right? That's what we do best here, is faking it or making it. Okay, and then once you're all the way around, just slip stitch it to the beginning one, and you can slam through a ribbon if you want to, in order to have it so that you can hang it from a decoration if you would like. I almost think this is too stuffed, but I will squish it a bit, and I want to just take in, and I'll show you how to weave in the ends. To weave in the ends, you're just gonna cut your yarn, and you're just gonna pull it through, and you were going to put that onto a tapestry needle. If you're giving this to a child for play cookies, you'll definitely want to make sure you take your time with this, and just turn it to the back side of the cookie. That's usually where all the slip stitching stuff happens. Just go in the back side and go across one time. When you pull it through, don't change the shape of the cookie, so just pull it taut, and then going through a slightly different path back in the other direction from which you just came. And then finally a third time is a charm. So go back and forth 3 times. I don't have any ribbon here today, but if you had ribbon, you just can feed the ribbon through, tie it into a bow tie at the top, and then you can hang that from the tree if you would like to do Christmas decorations. If you'd like to make a plate of cookies, that's all you have to do, and you can set that up, and that's a great day here right on the Crochet Crowd. So that's it for now. Enjoy your cookies, and it's Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Have a good one, and enjoy the cookies. Yum, 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 yum. See ya.